Will 2023 be a better experience in Marvel Strike Force than 2022? Well, we just got the 2023 Road Ahead blog post. We're taking a look at some of the things that are coming up in 2023, and it looks like the devs have learned some of their lessons. We also have the legendary reveal of Nova, the Dark Dimension reveal of Super Skrull, and the rest of the blog post. So if you're ready for all of the live reaction, guys, then you know what to do. Find that like button and let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Big new blog shared today over on the Marvel Strike Force website, dealing the first half of 2023, what we can expect in Marvel Strike Force. We're going to talk all about that in this video. And if you're first time here on the ValleyFlyin channel, I want to welcome you to the channel and let you know that if you enjoy the content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content, keeping you up to date on all the latest. So let's get right into these blog posts and what they say. Just kind of a reminder, if you're new to Marvel Strike Force, they do these 2 times a year. This is the first half of 2023, and they don't start this in January and then do this every 6 months. It's 2 times during the year that they're going to do this. So the next one may come 6 months from now, may come 8 months from now. So just expect that they're going to give a road ahead. Now, what they've learned in the past year in 2022, so almost a surreal experience being outside of the final Apocalypse saga. The team is focused on this new journey for well over a year, and they've learned a lot over the way, and the team has read over the player feedback and used it to help guide how things are going to go in 2023. Now, they said the first few priorities that they have is to keep the game feeling fresh, and they want to experiment more often with existing modes like Alliance War, Cosmic Crucible. Those are good because I don't think those are fun. I think a Cosmic Crucible is fun. They can revamp Alliance War, in my opinion, and iterating game modes like raids to bring new experiences. And I think that is good to have these new raids every so often. More updates and listening to feedback for more of how they're going to direct their decisions here. They're looking for more deliberate in making these quality of life improvements, and they have a long list of requests. Hopefully one of these is to remove the claim all button that's had nothing but issues since it was introduced in Marvel Strike Force, and investigating even more the development of this official website, marvelstrikeforce.com. I do like that they're developing it. I don't like that they're tying a lot of the rewards and a lot of the milestones to that. I don't think that's going to stop in 2023 though. So if you enjoy that, I'm thinking that's going to continue. If you don't enjoy that, well, unfortunately, I think that's going to continue. So that is where we could do. Now, the next legendary character is announced as Nova, and this is a new trait. And this is the first character we're announcing, the new team trait called Nowhere. You could probably make a few guesses on who is going to be in that team. Let me know your guesses in comments down below, guys. I don't think it's going to be related to that Nowhere heist that we have in the game with Star-Lord, Rocket, Kitty Pryde, and some other characters. I think it's going to be a totally different trait than that. And one thing that the community gave the devs as feedback and what we all like, I did like the Scourges, and it looks like they are coming back in some sort of way to unlock these legendaries. They provide a satisfying challenge while offering customization elements. I did like that, and it seemed like it was a lot easier for more players to unlock these new legendary characters and gain access to them than the previous legendary system, which was only based on stars of the characters. We also had the feedback that during the year-long journey towards Apocalypse, players felt like they lost some agency in the characters and the teams they wanted to invest their resources in. So it looks like they did hear the feedback. Hopefully it'll be implemented and we can choose the teams that we're going to bring into Dark Dimension 6. With that in mind, you'll see a return of Scourge type events with introducing new twists and designs that revamp rewards. Also similar to the traditional legendary events, they're treated like standalone events and won't chain into a future content. Now, I didn't mind it chaining into a future content, but I did mind that we had to pick the exact same teams to unlock Apocalypse. But I guess in removing that, you're removing another one. So in the long and short of all this, I think this is a good change. This will be a part of a grander story and going into next year, but not all characters released will be required for the narrative. I like that. So it looks like they've taken the best part of Scourge and Apocalypse unlock, and they're taking that and removing some of the worst parts. So Nova is going to be part of the new Nova Force. His second character after Red Hulk to have the new battlefield effects. And as you guys know, battlefield effects is one of the most strong effects in the game. Red Hulk could be losing the battle. He does the battlefield effects and then totally turns the tide of battle. Wondering how strong this Nova is going to be. But if that Red Hulk battlefield effects is any indication, to be very, very strong. Now to unlock Nova, you're going to need to be at least player level 50 and have 5 characters, any combination of the following. So Quicksilver is one of these characters. If you can unlock him in the new Cosmic Crucible unlock, however that's going to be, unlock him, he's going to be a lot stronger than the rest of these Masters of Evil. But your Masters of Evil, Ultron, Titania, Absorbing Man, Moonstone, rest of them, that is going to be required. And you could use some of these old X-Factor characters as well, although I don't think these X-Factor characters are going to get you anything as far as the unlock for Nova. All right, Dark Dimension 6, it is coming back. We did have fun with the Scourges. We did have fun with some of the sagas. The community expressed the longing for the annual excitement around adventure that is Dark Dimension. And it is coming back, baby. And just kind of a preview, Super Skrull is going to be the big character released. Now, what they're also bringing back is the ability to have more agency with team compositions, which lead to more personal compositions and riveting theory crafting. And I did like that we could either choose to bring strong characters that were more expensive, we could find great characters that were cheap, or we could bring cheaper characters that weren't as good, but we had the option to do that. And I do like that they're bringing that agency back. One of the defining associations with Dark Dimension has been the marquee reward of unlocking an infamous villain from the Marvel Universe. And in keeping with that thread, decided to announce that Dark Dimension 6 is Super Skrull as the character. Now, this is a character model. It's not final, but here's some concept art for the characters. Now, these are what you need to prepare for Dark Dimension, guys. Non-legendary city, non-legendary global, non-legendary cosmic, non-horseman legendary, and a legendary and or apocalypse. So no Morgan Le Fay, no Red Hulk, no some of the best legendary characters in the game because they're horsemen. But I guess Omega Red and Nova and are going to be 2 of the best characters in this right here. So that's probably who we should use for this. And then legendary and or apocalypse. So yeah, you could bring all your horsemen and everything there. All right, so a few different traits here requiring gear tier 18. And for that, you're going to need a new raid that's coming up. How do we get this? Well, it's time to explode into the new level with gear tier 18. And this will help you to master the key, unlocking the battles across the new epic Dark Dimension 6 and getting Super Skrull. The first opportunity to get this stuff will be in these new Incursion raids. What they say about that is the follow-up to the Doom raids. It's on its way. And if we see a preview here, lots of nodes that we're going through on this. In the Marvel Universe, Incursions refer to colliding realities with potential cataclysmic results if not kept in check. And that is what is going to be described here. Before we get into the details of Incursion raids, check out the recent blog that we talked about the Incursion raids, and they talked about the showcase events and epic events. We talked about it in a previous video. Be sure to check that out. But the long and short of it is, it looks like they're releasing the invaders and our rebirth characters in ways that we could get more shards, or at least it did with Captain America World War II. Doesn't seem to be that way with Union Jack, but hopefully we get more shards for these characters more down the road. These events will feature characters and teams designed in the Incursion raids. Like the Doom raids, the mission will allow you to bring your choice of characters with respective origin traits. However, the challenge is we were encountering Incursion raids, we captured with the new characters in mind and were best suited for the battles. So yeah, it'd be pretty difficult if we're bringing some of the older characters. Rebirth Invader teams will be extremely powerful and crucial to your success in the Inversion raid, and more characters and more teams will be released in 2023. So some of these problem nodes, probably like the tech section, maybe the Mystic section, will be getting new teams for these Incursion raids as well. And again, this is where you're going to get these gear tier 18 pieces to enter Dark Dimension 6. So if you want to get that Super Skrull as he's introduced the game, your alliance will be need to pushing for these Incursion raids. We have some new Alliance War events, and not sure if Alliance War is the favorite game mode of the community nowadays. I know a lot of alliances are more casual. There's still some that are pushing pretty hard, but what they're changing here is rewards. So one of the big things that people aren't playing War is because it takes a lot of time and doesn't have that great reward. So if they're increasing the rewards, that's a good thing. Get ready to accelerate your shield progression and more gear tier 18 coming around the end of April. So at the end of this month, I requested Teal War Orb. So they introduced that in the last Road Ahead blog post. So I guess we're getting it in this one. So I guess that's good. But Scopely, you're freaking late with all this stuff. And it's going to contain Gear Tier 16 mini uniques. Additionally, more slots of Teal uniques in the War Store for level 80 and above. Hopefully they make it a more reliable rotation of some of these uniques, because I can't remember the last time I bought any gamma radiation or astral energy or anything like that. Another war reward update is more gold and a lot more ISO 8 blue T2 level 1, level 4, and level 5 ions. All the good stuff there. Limited time event Nowhere Siege. So not the Nowhere Heist, Nowhere Siege. From the darkest region of space, the Nowhere team is coming to rescue of Strike, and they're bringing the worst of the cosmos with them. The Nowhere Siege will offer a different perspective on war gameplay. Limited time run a temporary configuration where we can test and optimize different rules and mechanics. It should be very interesting. It looks like a brand new war that is coming. The first new limited time spin on Alliance War is being created with the upcoming Nowhere characters in mind. There'll be new updated room, rules, strategy changes, and new mechanics. So the Nowhere rule rooms are Nowhere characters will get bonuses on offense. Cosmic villains will replace military and existing room bonuses. And Black Order and Thanos are receiving buffs on defense. So Black Order looks like they may be coming back this season in relation to that Nowhere team and Nova coming to the game. Strategy changes. Defeating the opponent's armory and hangar will no longer affect the status of opponent's attacking characters. Instead, defeating the opponent's armory and hangar will affect the stats of your attacking characters. This should reduce the necessity to attack on specific times of the day. That's one of the big complaints of War. If this actually works like they're wanting to work, this could be a great inclusion to War. Players receive all 10 energy at the start of War and no longer accumulate War over time. This is another great change. So if you want to just log in at the beginning, get all 10 of your attacks, not have to worry about War, it's another great change. I hope all these changes make War better. It looks to be good on its surface though. New attempt bonus reward points for clearing a room with the fewest attempts possible. Canceled combat does not decrease the attempt bonus, but will still consume War energy. So it looks like they're relying more on efficiency. This is something that's been wanted a couple years ago, and I'm glad they're listening to the community. Better late than never for a lot of this stuff, guys. This is secondary win condition and clearing most rooms. So clearing the most rooms is the first. This is more for a tiebreaker. Tiebreaker only, there'll be a new full room bonus. Both lines cleared at the same time. Defensive squads have the same attempt bonus, identical number of attacks. The lines that clears the helicarrier first will win. So if all the bonuses are there, then it's who does it first. And exhausted. Each time a defensive squad is attacked and isn't fully defeated, a stack of this new debuff will apply to them, making them weaker in some way. Exhausted is only applied if the attack attempt is finished, not when it's canceled. So if you're canceling out of your war attacks, well, this exhausted won't go on them. So looking to see what this is, and they have more details this year coming up. Cosmic Crucible is getting a change with a new 32-man bracket here. We're going to throw some spice in Cosmic Crucible, going to the version 7.10 with a new twist on the classic format. For 1 week only before season 3 begins, instead of a normal 8-person tournament, there'll be a massive 32-person tournament. Your tactics, strategy will have to be put on the test with the new custom stage rules, and it'll be worthwhile to attack when all your victories pile up when you rank and get the season rewards. As with the added player account, there will be 5 rounds or 5 days instead of the typical 3. So don't let your guard down for a second. I'm glad they're adding more Crucible days. I do like this. It does add to the gameplay and the login time required, but for me, it's fun game time. So I don't mind this too much personally. The 32-person tournament will be an extremely limited time event that you don't want to miss. So it doesn't look like it's here to stay, but I'm glad that they're adding this in because they could bring this back, and they could bring this back. Maybe every time a new season launches, they'll bring this 32-person back. And more on a more permanent basis, Cosmic Crucible supplies have more slots for Gear Tier 16 and 17, and a bunch of quality life changes here, guys. Equip multiple gear tiers at once via popular player request. You can now instantly zip through all those gears with one tap. Very, very good. Man, that's a bunch of low quality screen time. Raise auto launcher. Oh my goodness, raid leaders, raid captains, you guys should be so excited for this. And as normal alliance members, it trickles down to us as well, because less work for the leaders and captains, which means that this is launching more regularly for normal players like us. So this will be good. This will come with a trial of change of raid keys, which will be delivered collectively to alliance without the need for members to individual claim them. Awesome stuff here. More sim. We're looking to expand this sim feature beyond raids and to other modes to streamline the experience with easier content. That's good. So less low quality screen time is better, and we could focus on higher quality screen time, like these changes to War and changes to Crucible. Autocomplete function for additional repeating events to save your valuable finger tapping strength for other game modes. So that's good for some of these events. Inbox improvements, several streamlined updates to effectively navigate through your inbox. Oh, hopefully this means that no more claim all button, or you could tap on what to claim and just hit it once. First, inbox is separated into 2 tabs, one with message, another rewards to provide clear separation between the message type. All right, that's good. Second, read and unread read and unread tabs will be merged into one tab with options to toggle show read messages for improved flow. Third, when tapping claim all button, a pop-up message will ask a confirmation before actually claiming all the stuff. All right, so this is probably the most important change here, guys. This button has been nothing but problems, at least for me, since it was introduced. So I'm glad that they're adding this confirmation button here. Improves the avatar and frame selection to change your profile and express your fandom. So will we be able to equip some of our older Dark Dimension rewards? I think that'll be great if we can, or if they're expanding this, that'll be great. It doesn't affect the gameplay, doesn't change the gameplay at all, but it hopefully this is a nice quality of life change. Clearer communication between the minimum requirements necessary for leaderboards in the milestones. Oh yes, there's an event launching today that we don't know if it has a leaderboard minimum right now. Mojo's Mayhem revamped extending of the options, earning and participating in modes. You're already playing like War, Cosmic Crucible, and Blitz to complete the pass. So that is good. Currently right now, Mojo's Mayhem has just signed to Blitz and Real Time Arena. Neither of those modes I want to play at all, so this means very little to me. If they extended different modes, that would be pretty good. Overhauling the store and game to make it a more modern experience, more features for convenience and personalization, and a lot of changes to the website as well. So all of these seem very good, guys. All of these on its surface, the changes seem very good. I'm excited for the direction of this game. I like that they're listening to players. The agency we wanted with Dark Dimension is coming back. We're keeping the Scourges, and they're making changes to Crucible and War. So all these things on its surface, a lot of these quality of life changes we've been asking for a while. I'm glad we're finally getting this. So hopefully this was informative for you guys and got all the information you need to start to prep for what is coming up in Marvel Strike Force. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, guys. If you enjoyed this content, hit that subscribe button and hit the like button so YouTube knows that you enjoy this content. Check me out on social media. Check out some other videos. I will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin out.